So user permission and access. So there are a couple of more concepts which I want you guys to understand. Uh, Before that, let's have a quick look into what all we have discussed. So first thing we talked about is profiles. What is profile? Collection of permissions. Every user needs to have a profile, and what all permissions the user will have depends on the profile of the user. Right? Simple. Permission set. Permission set is what the user has permissions to. Permission set is the additional permissions the user needs, right? Apart from on top of the profile, any additional permissions that a user needs. That's permissions. Right, so this is basically used for defining any exceptions on top of the profile of the user. So this was basically for all profiles, and permission sets are basically used for the access to apps, tabs, objects, fields, things like that. Now when we come to the data access, in data you cannot actually go and for each and individual record you cannot go and define that user should have access to this record or not, right? Because that will become too much of a work. So for data access, they have made it simple. You just have to go and make the data of a certain object as public or private. Data in a certain object is public means everyone in the company will be able to see that data. Everyone who has access to that object will be able to see that data. Data in a certain object is private means only the record owner will get to see that data. Okay. So the next is data access, and in data access we have the first concept is OWD, where we make the data as public or private. Right. So that's basically about our data access. And in case you have to define any exceptions to the data which has been made private, in case you just want to make any exceptions to the data which has been made private, if it is public, then you cannot make any exceptions. That's what we also discussed. If it is public, it will be public. If you want to make any exceptions to a data which has been made private, you can use sharing rules. Okay. So this is what we have discussed so far. Now, on the same level, on the same context of data access, we are making data public or private. If it is public, everyone will get to see. That's fine. But if you make data private and you need to define certain exceptions, that we have, then we have the option of sharing rules. That's one thing. But apart from this, there will be certain roles, or there will be certain people in the company who need access to all the data. Even if the data of a certain object has been made private, certain people in the company will still need access to all the data. Okay. Who are we talking about? It can be someone like a system administrator, can be someone like let's say the person who is actually working on reports. Okay. So these people need access to, still they need access to all the data. Right? So some users will still need access to all the data. It can be system administrator, it can be someone who is working on the reports, it can be someone from the senior management team. Some people still need access to all the data. Right? And they are the ones who need to be kept out of this OWD private setting. If I am a system administrator, I should not get affected by OWD private setting, right? If I get affected by the OWD private setting, yeah. So if I'm a system administrator, I should not be affected by the OWD private setting. If I get affected by the OWD private setting, then how will I manage data for other users? I might need to do data import for others. I might need to do the data update for others. Got it? So some roles or some users need to be kept out of this particular um, OWD setting, okay, the private setting. How do we do that? So there is something called as admin level access. Okay, where is this admin level access available? This is available on the profile. So you just need to go and give this admin level access to the users so that they can have the access to data which is even which is private. Okay, so if you make data of a certain object private and someone has an admin access, this person with the admin access will not get affected. Okay, if it is public, if the data has been made public, it's absolutely fine. I mean, everyone else is able to see, so you don't need any special permissions. But admin access will actually allow you to see the data even if the object has been made private. Okay. So let's have a quick look into this. Okay. So where is this admin permission assigned? The admin permission should be assigned from the profile of the user. Go to setup, manage users, profiles, and select whichever profile you want to give the permission on. Let's say this one on system admin. So on the profile, if you go and go to the object permissions, the data admin permissions, view all and modify all. Right. If you remember, while we were talking about profiles and while we were talking about the object permissions, we talked about read, create, edit, delete. Right. And I told you that view all and modify all. We are going to discuss it later. So this is data admin permission. Right. So what does a view all permission mean? View all permission means you will have access to see all the records of a certain object. Let's say if someone has a view all permission on account, it means that person will be able to view all the records on account object irrespective of the OWD. Okay, even if the administrator makes the object private, this person with data admin permission view all. If you go by the literal meaning view all, so it gives you access to see all the records of a certain object. Okay. The same way modify all will give you the access to go and update or delete all the records of a certain object. Right. So these are the permissions which usually people like system administrators who are responsible for doing the data updates, management, data cleansing. Because if you restrict the administrator also from looking into data, then what will happen? The administrator will not be able to do the data cleansing activity, or he'll not be able to pull out reports. Right? So that's the reason why these permissions are given to system administrators usually, or you can give it to anyone. Let's say someone in the top level management wants to see everyone's data. You have this permission. Hmm. Okay. So check this box in this column if you want users with the profile to have view access to all records of the selected object type regardless of the sharing settings. So someone who has this permission, view all permission or modify all permission on a certain object, will get to see all the records and will have the ability to edit all the records in a certain object, no matter what is defined in the sharing setting. So this user with this permission is not affected by the sharing setting. Got it? Okay. Now I have a small question. There is sales team profile. Okay. There's a profile called sales team, and I have a sales team of, let's say, 20 people. All of them have the same profile. Okay. Opportunities are private. I've made OWD for opportunities as private. Okay. Now, one person from this profile out of these 20, one is the out of these 20, one is sales head. Okay. I don't want the opportunities to be private for the sales head. I want him to see all the data. Only the sales head. How will you achieve this? He's using the same profile as others are using. So there's this team
You
of
can give the sharing rule for sales head, or make a separate profile for sales head.
okay. Sharing rule, very good. But the problem with sharing rule will be that you have to go and define sharing rule for 19 people, because he needs access to 19 people, different 19 people data and all. Correct? So for 19 people, you will have to select those 19 people, and then you will have to give the access to this one person. Is there an easy
So
way?
maybe make a separate profile for sales head as a designation.
We are still making separate profile. Why are we creating a separate profile? He needs similar kind of profile. Is there any other option if we don't want to create a profile? Creating a separate profile is definitely,
System admin, what we just now learned. I mean,
yes, admin access. So this gentleman, sales head, needs admin access, whatever we just talked about. Huh? He needs to have a view all permission. But the problem is, so the simple solution is give him a view all permission. Now the problem is this view all permission is to be given on the profile. So if you give the view all permission on profile, don't you think everyone will else will also have that permission? All the 20 people?
yes,
That's something which we don't want, right? If I give a
yes.
view all permission, see view all permission is on profile. That's the interesting part. So now if only one person from the profile needs that view all permission, what will I do? If I give it on the profile, all 20 people will have view all access. Then so my concept of making opportunities private, that thing does not work. Correct? So what is the solution now? And the solution is pretty much on the screen only.
Make it public, OWD public,
Okay. Then
and make OWD public, and then um, basically give permission set for sales head.
yeah. So OWD public, why do you need that? OWD is private and let it be private. OWD, why do we need to even touch OWD, right? It is private, let it be private. I still feel that you guys need to still think correctly on the scenarios. Correct?
Okay.
It's a matter of 20 people having the same profile. One person needs a permission which other 19 do not need. As simple as that. What has that got to do with OWD? Forget about OWD. This person needs a, that's what I'm talking about. Giving a permission to one person and other 19 should not have that. Exception on the profile.
I think permission set read,
Right.
create, and edit.
Right. So, uh, I mean, read, create, edit, delete will be available to everyone. View all permission, don't put in the profile. Go and give it as a permission set to that cell set. Got it? So, any exception to profile again, so view all and modify all are also part of profile. Any exception to profile, permission set. Got it? So that's how simple it is. my I'm actually stuck here only, na, that if I just give permission on the profile, then everyone will have access. Okay, I'll create permission set. So make it very very clear. Whenever you are stuck with an exception on a profile, your answer is permission set. You don't even have to think about too many things. It's very simple logic. Things which are to be done with profile, if there is any exception requirement for a user, straight away go jump into the permission set. Don't even think about OWDs and all that. Got it?
Okay. Okay.
So that's how it is. Now, when someone needs access to all the records, then a view all is a better option. Okay. When someone needs access to a small section of data, then sharing rule is a better option. Let's say out of this entire sales team, let's say we are all part of it. I need to access only Venkat's data, use sharing rule, right? But I need to see everyone's data, no matter who is that person. Then defining sharing rule will not be a good solution, right? If my requirement is to see everyone's data, then defining sharing rule will not be a good solution. Why it's not going to be a good solution? Because if you give through sharing rule, if you define those criteria, give me access on, let's say we are 20 people here. You went and defined a sharing rule, and using the sharing rule, you gave me access to these 20 people. Okay, so you hard coded name of those 19 people and gave me the access. Let's say I'm the sales head. After 1 week, if there are two more people join in, then I'll still have access to only these 20 people. Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. So if two more people join in the company, I'll still have access only to these 20 people because I've hard coded the things. I'll not have access to those two people. Again, the system administrator has to go and make changes in sharing rule. Got it? For that reason, if someone needs access to all the data, give them a view all access rather than doing a sharing setting. Because sharing setting is again, every time we'll have to go and keep on changing every time a new person is joining the company. So definitely that's not the way to work on. View all and modify all access, correct? Which are on the profile. And whenever you are going to give view all, modify all permission, in a lot of situations you will come across this challenge that everyone in the profile does not need view all. Let's say a sales head is also a part of the sales team, so he also has the sales profile, sales team profile. But everyone in the company might not need it. Only the sales head might be needing the view all permission. So we need to use permission set here. Here, okay. Now there is one more concept called the roles. Apart from whatever we have talked. So we have talked about profile permission set, OWDs, sharing rules, and admin permissions. Just now we talked about. There is another concept of roles in Salesforce. What is a role? Role is basically used for defining the hierarchy within your company. Okay, so if there is a manager and then there is a senior manager and then there is someone who is VP, you can define a role hierarchy for your company so that Salesforce can understand who reports to whom. And it's very simple. And it's only when you require the role hierarchy, right? So it's not mandatory. You don't have to go and define the role hierarchy. You don't have to assign role to every user. If you feel that you need certain things to be controlled through roles, then you need to define the role hierarchy for your company and assign the roles to the users. Where is this role hierarchy defined? uh, Under setup, manage users, roles. This is where the role hierarchy is defined. So you can just click on setup roles, and this is where you can define the roles. Right, this is where you guys can define the roles. So you see there is a by default hierarchy defined by Salesforce, CEO, CFO, and all this. If you have a different structure, you can delete all of them and you can add your own roles. Got it? So it depends on you what kind of a requirement you have. You delete these roles and you can add the roles that you want. And then you just have to assign the role to a certain user. So if you go to the user, you'll see that you have an option of assigning the role to the user. Right now there is no role assigned to the users. But you can go to a certain user and assign a role, whether this user is a CEO or CFO. Okay. How does this role thing work? This role thing helps you in two ways. One is in your OWD. While we were talking about OWD, let me go to the OWD thing. Security control sharing settings. In OWD, you have an option called grant access using hierarchies. What does this mean? This means that the person who is on top of you as per the role hierarchy will have access to your data even if the data has been made private. Okay, so if I enforce role hierarchy and if I give the access through role hierarchies, then my manager will have access to my data even if the data is private. Still, my manager will have access to that. Okay, if I do not give access through hierarchies, then if the data is private, that will remain with me. Got it? So in OWD, that you have the option of grant access using hierarchies. You can click on it here and you will see. So if you don't want, if you just want to keep the private data completely private and you feel that even the manager of that person should not see that data, then you just remove this option. If you tick it on, then the manager will get to see that. So let's say if the opportunities are private, I'm working on an opportunity, and if grant access using hierarchy is given, is selected for a certain object, or let's say for opportunity object, my manager will always get to see my data, no matter if it is private or public, right? So your role hierarchy helps there. So in an organization where you want to have that kind of a setup, that kind of a structure, where the private data of an individual should be visible to his manager, then grant access using hierarchy should be done. Got it? So role helps here, and role also helps you in certain approval processes. When we talk about approval processes, we'll come back and discuss about it. So while you are doing approvals, let's say there are certain approvals required for something. Salesforce gives you an option of defining some approvals, automated approval processes. So while you do those things, at that time also you can use the role hierarchy. That who is going to approve for whom and who needs approval from whom. That can be done based on roles. Okay. So approval thing is something that we will discuss later on when we go to the approval thing. Now I just want you to understand the OWD concept, how we can use role for our org-wide default. Got it? Now there is a small concept or small thing that you might be noticing here. For first few objects, grant access using hierarchy is selected, the checkbox is checked, and it is grayed out. which means I don't even have an option of removing it. See, you cannot deselect it. And for other objects, you have the option to deselect it. For these objects, you can change the settings, but for these, it's all automatically selected and I don't have the option of removing it. Okay, is there a difference between these objects and these objects?
Yes,
What is the difference?
standard objects.
Hmm.
Above I see are the standard objects. The under ones are custom objects.
Right. So these are the objects which are the standard objects provided by Salesforce.com, and these are custom objects which you have created. Now, which means in a standard object, the access is by default given through hierarchies, and you don't have an option of removing that access. Which means for a standard object, if you're storing your data in a standard object, and if you have the role hierarchy defined in case, your manager will have access to your data. Even if your data is private, your manager will be able to access the data if the data is in any of the standard object. And you do not have an option of restricting your manager, because grant access using hierarchy has been by default enabled and you don't have an option of disabling it. So for all the standard object, by default, if there is a role hierarchy system in the company, if the company has enforced the role hierarchy, and if the data is made, if it is public, then there is no need for you to have the hierarchy and all that stuff also. But if the data has been made private, then your manager will have access to that data and you do not have an option of removing this. Which means for all the standard objects, um, by default, if there is a role hierarchy, managers will have access to the data of their subordinates. They can see the data of their subordinate, the private data also. Private data is in the opportunities leads, not their personal information. The leads, accounts, opportunities, whatever. Correct. So any data in the standard objects, you cannot make it completely private for one user. If the role hierarchy is enabled, manager will definitely have access to that. If you have a requirement where you actually need to make data completely private, that only the person who owns the record should see it, even the manager should not get to see that, then you will have to, for that you have to use some custom object. For that kind of data, you cannot use standard object. Got it? So that's a small thing that you need to understand. So, okay. So for data access, let's quickly understand things again. For data, you have the option of making the data for a certain object as private or public. If it is public, then you don't have to worry. Everyone will get to see it. It's all open data. If it is private, then you have a few questions that you need to understand or that you need to answer. What do you mean with private? Should the manager of the person who owns the data, should the manager of that person see the data? If yes, then grant access using hierarchies, right? If it is a standard object, by default it's enabled, so you don't have to do anything. Okay. Okay. So hierarchy option is there. Hmm. And it comes into picture only if the data is made private. So we have to understand, only if you are making the data private, then only all these options are coming. So make the data, if the data is private, the next is, does my manager need access? If yes, then give it through hierarchy. Okay. Second is, if someone else who is not my manager, he needs access to my data, then give it through sharing rules. This is for managers. This is for everyone else. So anyone else who is not a manager, who is not, or if I have not implemented the role hierarchy in my company, I want to give access to someone else, sharing rules. Okay. And admin permissions for people who need access to all data. Okay, so admin permissions which were view all and modify all. View all and modify all. So these admin permissions for people who need access to all the data. Got it? So that's it. So this is it. I mean, if you just follow these steps, I don't think you will ever have a difficulty sorting out the data access thing. Just go and first of all figure out whether the data for a certain object has to be public or private. If it is public, then you won't even have to think about anything else. By default, company wants to keep the data public, then you don't have to worry. If it has been made private, there can be three situations. The manager needs access to the data of the subordinate. Through role hierarchy, it should be controlled. Certain other person who is not a manager needs access through sharing rule. Some people will need access to all data, like system administrators, reporting analyst, the team lead or something. Go and give it through view all or modify all. That's it. Clear? Okay. Fine. Let me know if there is any question or doubt on whatever we have discussed so far. Are we clear on it?
Ajit, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, in role hierarchy, who are all above us, they will have access, right? If we will give role hierarchy.
Yeah, if you give grant access using hierarchies, they will have access to your
Yeah.
private data also, yes.
So who are all above us, they all will have access to other, right?
Yeah, right.
Fine.
Okay. Uh, the next thing that we are going to talk about, so that's about, basically managing the permissions of the users through profiles, permission sets, and managing the data access. The next thing that we are going to talk about is a bit of UI customization. Okay, UI as in user interface customization, and I'll be talking about page layout here. Okay, uh, page layout. If you remember, we did this thing. We created the app. We built, the app with the help of tabs, apps, objects, fields, everything. And we talked about one thing, that whenever you are creating an object, Salesforce by default creates a page layout. Correct? By default, Salesforce creates a page layout for you. For example, these are all custom objects, right? Under my recruitment manager, these are all custom objects, right? And if you go to this custom object, you will see that Salesforce has by default created a page layout for it, right? So by default, there is a page layout to it. Now, we have the option of going and controlling the look and feel of the page layout to some extent. You can set the order of the fields, which field, let's say you want the city and country to appear in the right hand side, or you want the city to appear on the right hand side. So these things can be done from the page layout. Right? So anyone who has actually created this recruitment manager app a little more, because I just see two objects here. Anyone who has created it a little more, all three objects, things like that.
Yeah, I have created.
You have created. Do you mind sharing your login ID password so that we can use that for doing the page layout thing?
Yeah, sure.
Just put it as a message in the chat window. We'll log in into that account. So you have created the app. You have created your objects and everything. one important thing that you will have to work on is the page layout. You know how your fields are being displayed, which field needs to be displayed on top. Right now, when you create it, the field which was created first, displays first in the page layout. But you might not always want to see that field on the top. So your page layout will give you the option to do that. Okay, just give me one quick minute. Let me log in into it. Let's have all the microphones muted, please.
G, they have sent you user ID and password.
Yep, I got it. I'm just logging in. Is the user ID same as your email ID?
Yes.
This no is N0 or NO?
Is NZ.
Not working. Can you type in your user ID once again?
Yeah, sure. Just give me one.
Yeah, you just need to give me the verification code.
Give me one minute.
So Jeet, even in the standard objects like the campaign contacts, the first homepage what we see is that
Page layout.
can be called as a page layout.
Not the page that you see when you click on the tab. The page that you see when you click on a record. That's the page layout on which you see the
Okay.
record.
Can you show me on the
I,
sales app like exactly which one is the page layout?
I'll show you. Yep. Thanks, Javid.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you click on a certain object and then you go to a record, this is the page layout for applicant's object, alright, on which you are displaying the fields. So the same way, if you have to go to accounts, this one. This is the page layout, correct, where your fields and everything are being displayed. So this page layout, whenever you are creating an object, let's go back to our recruitment manager app that we were creating. So when you create an object, as I said, by default, the field which gets created first appears first. Alright. So Salesforce by default creates a page layout for you, which looks something like this. But there are a few things which you might want to do on this page layout, and you might want to edit this page layout. Like, see, if all the fields are by default come into the left hand side, you might want some fields to be shown on the right hand side also. This is complete blank here, and this, all the fields have come here. You might want to set the order of the fields, which one should come appear first, and then which one should come, right? So that is all you can go and edit in the page layout. So you have the option of going and editing the page layout. Where do you go and edit the page layout? It's very simple. You just have to go to this object, and under the object you will see page layout. So let's go to setup. This is our applicant object, correct? So all that I have to do is I have to go to setup, create objects. Applicant object is what we are talking about. Scroll down, you'll see page layouts here. Just go and edit the page layout, and you will have the option of editing the page layout. See, this is just a complete drag and drop interface. You just have to set which field you want to display where. Let's say date of birth is something which I want at the end. Gender is also something I want here. Email ID I want right after the name. Okay. Phone number I want beside the email ID. City I need it here. Right. So complete drag and drop interface. You just have to set which fields you want to display where. Alright. Or if you don't want to display a certain field on the page layout, you can just go to that field and click on remove. So this field will be removed from the page layout. Okay, sometimes you might not want to display certain fields. So this field is just going to be removed from the page layout. Field will remain in the object, but it will not be shown on the page layout. Correct? It will just be hidden from the page layout. Once you have made the changes, just go ahead and click on save. Right. Now let me go to applicant object. I just changed the page layout for it. See, now the way fields are being displayed is according to what I defined in the page layout. Fine. So you have the option of controlling which all fields to be displayed, what should be the order of the fields, if you just want to remove certain fields. Alright. So what all can we do in a page layout? Editing page layout allows you to set order of the fields. That's one thing. Second, it allows you to remove fields from page layout. It also allows you to make fields required on page layout. Okay. You also have an option of making a certain field required, and you have the option of making field read only on the page layout. Required means, let's say currently date of birth is not a required field, it's not a mandatory field, correct? But if you want, you can do it, you can do the customization and make a certain field required through the page layout. So just go to page layout, click on edit. I want to make date of birth as a required field. Now this is where date of birth is. Go to properties, date of birth field. Just beside this remove button, there is a properties button. So just go to properties, and you have the option of making it required or read only. Click on OK. So this field has become required now. If you go to the actual page layout, you will see now date of birth is a required field. See, correct? So page layout allows you to make the field required or read only. Apart from this, you can also use your page layout for um, to set the order of related lists. Okay, what is a related list? Related list is the list of child records. If there is a parent-child relationship between two objects, you usually get to see a list of child records. For example, in this we don't have too many of the related lists available. But if you go back to account object, you will see these are called related lists. See, list of contacts under account, this is a related list. Opportunities, list of opportunities under account, this is a related list. List of cases under accounts, this is a related list, right? So your page layout also allows you to set the order of these related lists. If you want to say see cases on the top, or if you want to see opportunities on the top and contacts on the bottom, that can be done. All right, so you'll have the ability to control the related list. Which one should be displayed there? Got it? So that's about our controlling the related list. You can remove certain related list if not required, and you also have the option of controlling what all fields will be displayed in the related list. See, now for contact it's showing name, title, email, phone. If you want some other field also, that can be included from the page layout. So for applicant we do not have a related list, or we should be having, right? Applicants, under applicant I should have job applications, correct? If the relationship is done, then I should have job applications under this. No, I think the relationship is not yet ready for this. So let's to understand the related list, let's go to the account page layout. So where will you find account page layout? Under customize. Sorry. It's under customize. You just have to go to setup, customize, accounts, and under accounts you will find page layout. For standard object you have to go to customize, select the standard object, and under that you will find the page layout. Go to account layout, click on it. So see, after all these fields, the related lists are listed here. If I want to bring opportunity at the top, you can just drag and bring it. Yep. So same way, I want to bring cases here. And you also have the option of controlling, as I said, you have the option of controlling what all fields you want to display in the related list. So you just go to related list and click on the properties of the related list. You will have the option of selecting which all fields you want to display here. Let's say expected revenue. I want to display this also. These fields are already being displayed. I want to display a few more. Okay. So once you have selected the fields that you want to display, You can just click on OK. See, name, stage. Alright, so all these things can be done from the page layout. So this is what we do in the page layout. Set order of the fields. So this is a very simple thing, depending on the user interface, your end users want to see how you want to set it up. You can just go and edit the page layout. Salesforce by default creates a page layout for you every time you create an object. Plus you have the page layouts available for the standard objects also. So it's not something that you will only do for custom objects. For standard objects as well, you have the option of going and editing the page layout. And what all do we do in the page layouts? You set the order of the fields, you remove the fields from the page layouts if you don't need certain fields. You can make a field required, you can make a field read only, you can set the order of related list. You can remove the related list if you don't need it. And you can also um, select the fields to be displayed in related list. That's it. So this is what you primarily do with a page layout. Alright. Any abilities that you need beyond this, these are all basic customization on the page layout. Anything that you need to do beyond this, you need to take help of a bit of coding or programming. That's something which you will do with the help of Visual Force. But for now, I want you to have this understanding. This much of customization you should be able to do. Right? Okay, so that's what we are going to talk for today.